What's up, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of The Powder Room.
What's up, guys?
If you're not already, be sure to follow us on all of our social media. That's at The Powder Room TV on Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook. So without further ado, allow us to introduce ourselves.
I'm Shayron.
I'm Jessica.
I'm Daphne.
I'm Kaylin.
And I'm Jayla.
So you guys ready?
Yes.
Okay, so drug addiction has a severe impact not only on the individual, but the people closest to them and society as a whole. Now, social, cultural, legal, and economic studies show the existence of music referring to recreational drugs has a heavy influence on teens and young adults. Mm-hmm. Now, we're not just talking about marijuana, okay? We're talking about the opioid crisis.
Opioids, like the drugs that
yes.
are painkillers?
Mm-hmm. So opioids are referred to as legal painkillers.
Okay,
so morphine, hydrocodone, oxycodones, and then you have the illegal ones like heroin and cocaine laced with fentanyl.
Oh, okay,
okay. The opioid.
Yeah.
So that brings us to today's question, okay? Why is there such a heavy influence or interest in drugs in our generation? Currently, yes.
Well, that's hard to answer because it's kind of like been a problem for a while. Mm-hmm. I think it maybe like amongst the elite, and then it trickled down, and now it's like everybody. Like, you don't have to be rich to get your hands on some decent drugs. I don't know, decent.
Yeah, that's pretty a hard question to ask. Why do people do drugs? I mean, I can look at it as some people are bored. I don't do drugs, but if I can understand how people get stressed or get bored, and smoking. Okay, we're just gonna talk about smoking marijuana. It just like mellows you. It can give you like a very comfortable vibe.
So do you feel like people can get those same kinds of feelings? Do you think that that's what they're doing with the other drugs, or do you feel like it's a different?
Because I really can't speak for all drugs.
Right.
All drugs doesn't give an effect the same way.
They don't.
So it's different. I don't know. I haven't really done everything. I haven't done mostly everything.
So you said people do it because they're bored, but do you feel like, or do we feel like that today's music has a lot to do with the influence on drug culture?
Definitely. Yes. That's what all the rappers are talking about.
50-50. I mean, I think they talk about it a lot. It's a lot of rappers talking about it now. Is there a lot of artists on drugs while they're doing music? I can't say that.
What do you think, Jessica?
I mean, honestly, I feel like yes, because artists are talking about it a lot in their music videos and their songs, but they don't really do it. Right. But see, we don't know that they're not doing the drugs that they talk about. Mm-hmm. So we're like, you know what? Okay, I'm gonna go smoke some crack in the whip. And they're not smoking crack in the whip. I mean, hypothetically.
I think that's exactly what it is. I think people more so are trying to fit in, or more so just being around it or hearing about it, so then they become curious, or people live, the YOLO lifestyle. Why not at least just try it once? So I think that's really how people have ended up sticking to these drugs for so long.
And I also, to piggyback on what you said, I agree with you, but I also think some people try one thing thinking they're just trying that one thing, and then if it's laced with something else, like for example, if it's laced with that opioid and they don't know it, then they get addicted.
For example, like Mac Miller, fentanyl was found in his system, and same thing with Demi Lovato too. This past summer, thank God, she made it, but still,
right.
And even in Prince's death too.
In my opinion, as far as like, okay, I know an artist who talks Boot Gang. Okay. Boot Gang doesn't even smoke weed.
Right.
He doesn't smoke weed.
The dude with the tattoos like that on his face.
He doesn't smoke weed. I've been on a set with him, and he has not smoked not one time. So it just depends. Like, people can put up a front a little bit.
Speaking of why people do those drugs, that leads us to today's debate take. So we're going to see if everybody's beat or bust. So do you guys agree that young people nowadays are taking drugs more and more because they have a problem coping with their current situations, like the highs and the lows, the ups and downs, the depression, maybe like getting a new job and they can't handle the load? What do you guys think? Beat or bust?
I think bust.
Okay.
I think bust just because like I said earlier, I feel like it's more so people doing things to try to fit in instead of, I think people like to blame it on the fact that they're trying to cope with things, but at the end of the day, I just think that that's not the case. That's just an excuse for the most part.
Okay. Well, I have to beat. Okay, because I do agree that now the availability of the drug, I think is gone up. So it's more prevalent that we're able to get our hands on it. But I think that it does have something to do with that depression, that having to because people don't want to deal with their troubles. They kind of just want to take themselves away from the moment, the situation. In drugs, hallucinogenics, whatever is in those drugs, that's what they do. They take you away, and then you don't have to deal with that situation temporarily.
Yeah.
But ultimately, you will have to deal with it eventually. So I think that they do it more and more, and then you have those situations where they overdose, and that's sad. But
I'm gonna have to go with. Can I do a slight beat? Because I feel like when it comes to I'm gonna say bust for recreational drugs like marijuana, because I do feel like that sometimes people do smoke weed, just to feel good, and sometimes it is recreational. When you see your friends doing it and they're they pass you the blunt, you might just hit it, you know what I'm saying? Right. But then I'm also going to say beat for when it comes to things such as opioids, because opioids, the purpose of opioids is painkillers. It relieves stress, you know what I'm saying? It takes away your pain. So I feel like it's a slight beat. But I don't know.
I'm going to say beat. And honestly, I'm going to say beat. Honestly, young people have been using drugs for centuries as far as we know.
Yeah.
But I just think that, it's different than our parents' or grandparents' generations. I mean, think about it. Back in the 60s, they were doing LSD and acid to go to a higher consciousness. And it's that's when it was revolutions and we're breaking free and we're finding ourselves.
So
and
now
now
the 60s, 70s?
Yeah. But it's now it's Trump's in office. We are graduating with, hundreds of thousands dead,
I need that.
So people need that.
Stuff is real. So it's now we don't want to be aware. We want to be disconnected. And Daphne said, the purpose of opioids is to numb and to
take away that pain.
To take away the pain. So you don't want to be present for that. So I'm going to go ahead and beat that.
I'm going to say bust. I feel like young adults aren't. I think the amount of drug use hasn't increased. I feel like drugs were used most in the past, and that the drugs were way stronger. I feel that our generation is decreasing on stuff that can kill you, as far as cigarettes. We're just more on weed, and that's natural. So I think that we're more healthier when it comes to drugs.
You think we're more healthy?
Than honestly.
So you think it's better?
Our drugs really?
I mean, I'm just saying our generation.
Because
I feel like we're more healthier when it comes to drugs. I mean, of course we have people who have overdose, but
see,
but
too much
interesting.
I think the problem with that is that there are ways we could cope without doing drugs. And I think nowadays these young teens and these young adults, they skip over that part, the learning how to cope without and go straight to the drugs. So there's no either or there. And there are things. So drugs, what they do is they go to the pain receptors. They block those pain receptors, so you're not feeling that pain. And so there are other things in your body that you can produce naturally that will go to those pain receptors and block that pain for you. I think that. We should just talk about that more. We should try to
find a solution.
Because I do think there is an issue.
I mean, I do think there is one small discrepancy. I think it's we need to talk about who's doing the drugs. Right. Because when we say we in our generation, I think we kind of forget who the opioid crisis is largely
really affecting. Yeah, that is
so
true.
I think in our panel, we would be less likely to deal with opioids.
Yeah.
Whereas
more
of age,
drugs.
they
I
might
see what you're
speak
saying.
with all heart,
Definitely.
they've seen it,
Alrighty, well, after the break, we are going to see if there's any hidden pharmacists up here on the cast. We're going to be playing a game we call Big Pharma Say What.
Okay.
Stay tuned. We'll be right back. Welcome back to the Powder Room TV. Today we are playing Big Pharma Say What.
I honestly.
Okay, so today the cast is playing Big Pharma Say What, and basically what this is we all up here have 2 pharmaceutical drug names on 2 index cards, and we will be trying to pronounce them and guess their function. So, Shayron, would you like to start?
Okay, so my word I think is xylometazoline.
Okay.
Okay.
What do you think it's for?
I don't know. I think it's for the skin or something.
Okay.
I don't know. Okay.
Like a skin rub? Like.
I guess.
Okay.
All right. So the
I
real
don't know.
definition of that is used to improve symptoms of nostril congestion. Really
Oh,
pronounced.
like nasal.
Yeah, it's really pronounced xylometazoline.
Oh,
Okay,
xylometazoline.
Okay.
That's the correct one.
All right.
Okay.
I need that.
Mine is empagliflozin.
All right.
I'm gonna take a stab and say it's gonna cure the flu because it clearly says fluzin.
Okay.
Common sense, that's common sense.
Okay.
Okay, I like that.
Let's see.
That's short for flu season.
Okay, it's
I
pronounced
like that.
empagliflozin. Okay. And it's used to treat type 2 diabetes.
Oh, okay.
So
I would
you
never-
don't take that if you
That
have
was
the
a
flu.
shock.
Y'all did. Okay.
All right. So I'm gonna guess
Oh.
that it says finsuxamide.
Wow.
I don't know what this is used for, but I'm gonna take a wild guess and say that it's used for like high blood pressure or something.
Okay.
Maybe like, yeah.
I have no
Maybe
idea.
like
I have
weight
no
loss or
idea.
Okay, and it's actually pronounced finsuxamide.
Finsuxamide?
Yeah.
You were close.
I was close though.
Yeah,
Okay,
Just like it.
and it's in
Anti-convulsant.
anti-convolucent,
No.
Convulsant.
anti-convulsant, sometimes used in the treatment of seizures.
Oh,
I was not
okay.
expecting that.
Me either.
I wasn't, yeah, they took me.
I wasn't.
That
You
was-
guys do
I don't
every
know what to
day.
expect
They took
for
me.
every one of them.
Okay.
Yeah, these are strange, guys.
Yeah.
All right. It's my turn. Medroxyprogesterone acetate.
You kind of got close. Like, I think you said it right. Do you think it's?
I think it's used for medication. It says
Right,
med.
common sense.
Okay. Maybe drone. Okay, maybe like hormones, something like that.
Okay.
I'm so wrong. I bet. Okay, medroxyprogesterone acetate. Okay.
Yes. Good job.
It's used to treat abnormal uterine bleeding.
Oh.
I didn't even
So
know.
probably is a hormone.
All right, guys. That's important. This is an important one. This is important. I like this one.
Okay.
Okay, mine is hexaminovolunate. I don't know. Okay, so I'm gonna guess that this is to help get rid of moles.
Okay. I like that.
That's what I'm gonna say that this is for. You really pronounce it hexaminolevulinate. Baby, I can't even do it with the breakdown.
Yeah,
But
it's long. Y'all. It's very long.
It's an optical imaging drug used to enhance detection of bladder tumors.
All right, so something in your eyes will let you know if you got some bladder tumors, and that's used to like make it show so that they can know
Fun.
if you have it. Okay.
They have a drug for everything.
We learned some new pharmaceuticals today.
Oh my god.
Clearly no.
So do you think like every pharmacist has to know these? Like all
I'm
of
pretty
them?
sure.
All of them though.
I'm
They
pretty sure.
do learn.
Like-
So what I think they do is I think they learn like suffixes and
Yeah,
prefixes.
prefixes. Yeah, I was gonna say
And
that.
Right,
Mhm.
and because it's Latin, I believe,
Yeah.
and a lot of it's Latin,
what it's for.
and it tells you what it's for. So you guys were when you were taking certain words and thinking like this is you were along
Right.
the lines of the right way to do it. I think.
Okay, guys, that is enough for the tongue twisters and the misreadings. We are now going to get into the question of the day. So I have a question from Stacy from DC.
Hi,
Hi,
Stacey.
Her question is, I've been hanging around this guy. Nothing serious. I like to date other people to have options, but he's really possessive and doesn't want to commit. What should I do?
The two
First
don't
of
go
all,
together.
hold on.
How you gonna be
How you
both?
possessive and you don't want to commit?
Maybe that's an oxymoron.
Yeah.
But
Yeah,
that's how
too
dudes
much.
be, honestly. Nowadays, dudes do be like that.
So,
They want you
Jayla,
to.
what do you think?
Oh, okay.
Which is-
She was already
So,
gonna tell us.
I'm
Girl.
gonna say that I understand because dudes do that nowadays. They like to, have their cake and eat it too. But I'm gonna have to suggest that you keep doing you until he's serious and ready to commit to just you.
Yeah.
What do you guys think?
I agree.
Stacey, girl,
Stace.
what Jayla said, cause Stace. Yeah, you guys aren't in a committed relationship, so therefore you're not bound to be loyal to anybody else. Especially if, has he made that commitment unto you? First of all, is he being loyal? Like, is he seeing other people? Like, you know what I'm saying?
Stacey, just don't answer his text messages. Don't pick up his
Ghosted.
phone calls. Don't pick
He
up
don't
the
go
Uber
crazy.
chat, Skype, anything. Just cut him off and
She's
then
saying
go
he
find.
possessive,
Did you say
y'all.
Because you
So
can't
he
be
might
no, but
Yeah.
you
Oh
can't
my
be
God, you said
possessive. I mean, you can't be possessive.
You can't.
You just can't.
The
It's
thing
not
is,
together.
you can, but I'm not gonna put up. I'm not gonna put up with it. I'm not gonna. I mean, you can be possessive if you want, but if you want to be with me, and I say, I want to be, monogamous, then you need to be monogamous, or you need to go. Like, don't waste. Let's not waste each other's time.
Yeah.
My opinion with her statement is, one, figure out if you really like him or not. Because I know you're dating other people and you don't want to get confused and not know what you want to do. So, one, figure out if you really want to be with him. Two, since he's possessive, get aggressive right back and be like, okay, well, look, are you going to be my man or not? Because if not,
Then I can move on, and you
I'm
cannot
gonna do what I
be
want.
upset.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's what it's really, you need to know what you want to do.
Yeah.
She wants to date other
agree.
people,
That's
but
like with guys, you have to give them ultimatums sometimes.
I was
Like,
gonna
it's this
say
or
that. It's hard
don't
to
like
give
it.
them that because then is it genuine? Like
Yeah.
if you tell a guy I'm ready to get married, and if you don't marry me, I'm leaving.
That's
then-
different.
You gotta
if
get in
he
a
proposes-
relationship first.
Yeah.
that's
okay,
different.
okay.
Yeah,
Yeah,
like
like-
it's different. Like we're talking about Stacey's situation.
Marriage is
Okay, so
completely
Stace,
different.
girl, if you propose to him that you want to be in a serious, not dating. If you propose to him that you want to be in a serious relationship where you guys are only seeing each other, and if he doesn't, you'll leave. I feel like then if he chooses to be with you and not see other people, it's because you forced him to. Does he really want to do it? You know what I mean?
I mean,
Don't force a man into doing anything.
honestly,
That's what I'm
I
saying.
like that possessive.
I was about to say, she
I mean,
might
but
like
if he,
that.
I know
if
you
he's
do. You
trying
can
to
put me
plan
in
out,
my He can put me in my place, but again, we should have that understanding. Like, are we gonna get together? Are we
Right.
gonna be closer or not? But yeah,
I mean, Stacey, you live in DC. It's too many fine dudes at Howard. Like, you just
Ah.
like if he doesn't want to do right, sis, go get you some new bundles and drive off in the Mazda.
Not
Okay.
the Mazda.
So, guys, I have a quick question for you guys.
Okay.
If you guys are dating two dudes, now you guys aren't together. If you guys dating two dudes,
Okay.
you know that they both like you back just as much as them. How do you know which one to pick?
Then what you think?
Ooh, okay. First, it's really just again what you want, what you look for in someone. So basically, I guess you could say which one's showing you the most attention, or which. But you said they're both doing. They both doing right, huh? Cool, child. If they both doing right,
I think
Okay,
we can
so-
agree on it's
Y'all
gonna
know
be a
what
hard decision, and it's gonna take some immense vetting. You're gonna have to vet
Okay.
for a
Pros and
while.
cons.
Pros and
Yeah,
cons.
pros and
Yeah,
cons.
it's a pros and
Pros
cons,
and
type
cons
thing.
thing.
And then double check.
ask your
Check it
mom.
twice.
Ask your mom. If
Mommy
she's
knows
mad.
best.
Moms, they do know now. They can
Or
tell.
your friends. Your friends could kind of peep.
Nah, friends be
I don't
wanting
know
you to be
if
My
miserable.
friends be peeping.
Well, I guess I don't have,
I'd say let them battle it out. What's it called? It's
Battle it out.
called a showdown, right?
Yes.
I
You want
mean-
them to fight each other?
I want their wallets to fight each other.
No
So
way. Yes, money talk.
All right, guys. That is enough of the question of the day. Feel free, if you guys want to ask us any more questions, you can DM us at The Powder Room TV on Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook, okay? And we will be right back after this commercial break.
unfortunately, that concludes today's show. Be sure to follow each of our individual social medias, which will be listed below, and at the Powder Room TV on Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter. Thank you guys for tuning in. See you guys next time. Bye.